My country people them. You see why I the focus on this part of the history about our own former British Southern Cameroon political elites, their contribution to the state of how Cameroon is day today and the self-destruction where we the feel am today. Why me at the emphasize on this? No, not because I hate my people. No. The point now say I love my people. I love my people too much for try for prevent them for enter into another experiment of self-destruction like what way would they experience them in the Anglophone zone today. Any people where they fail for learn lessons from their mistakes, they be bound for repeat those mistakes in the future. If you look at the so-called Ambazonians today for 2024, as they be fragmented, they be divided and they fight amongst themselves. The infighting today even be worse than the infighting where it be exist between John Foncha and Endele in the 1960s. And now because of that infighting in the 1960s, where it lead we to the 1966 where they joined one party system for Cameroon, and then by 1972 they break apart the federal structure and then change the name and the constitution of the country, and all of those things the way they happen. We need to understand our own role where we play in all of these things that have happened, because when we understand them, when we reckon with the reality and the truth, it will empower we, it not go make we weaker. Knowledge is power. Why may I focus on this aspect of the history? Now, because the history don't be told over the decades in a one way where it be directed or be deliberately told in a way for cause Anglophone population for be angry. And they be one for tap into that anger, that agitation for political expediency. Make one understand these realities them, okay? So the history for former British Southern Cameroons, the reunification and the federal system and the unitary system, all of that history, it don't be told by Anglophones them in a way it be biased for try for make them like say their shit not smell. Now only Ayijo be do something wrong. Now Pobia be do something wrong. Now Francophones they do something wrong. As for we the people then for former British and Cameroons, we never ever make mistakes. Ultimately we don't do and we be fine. We just be now peace-loving people. Then when they just enter the union with good intentions then, but all thing we go wrong, now you're on the money problem. All thing we go wrong for the union, now Francophone, now Ahijo, now Pobia. No. This generation where we dey in now, we dey suffer the consequences of these lies, and we no go allow those lies then for continue, because we no go let the next generation is suffer the same self-destruction where the Anglophone community it go through. Now, whenever you tell story, may I give you an example? Imagine say a 10-year-old, all your life, 10 years of life, they don't dey tell you say for thief it be bad, and when you thief they go put you for prison. For thief it be bad, for thief it be bad, okay? Even at the age of 10 years old. So now, if you tell this 10-year-old Pekin, say Agbo, it don't thief, what do you think so that 10-year-old Pekin will talk? He will talk, say, of course, not lucky, because stealing is bad. Yes, we're not lucky, because they don't teach this Pekin all along, say stealing is bad, and when you thief, they go put you for prison. So when you tell that 10-year-old, say Agbo don't thief, he will talk, say, me they lock Agbo up. But now here is the problem. Now, why that way we need every person where he be accused of a crime for get a day in court so that he could get opportunity for defend himself. Now, why that way the summary execution of people them now crimes against humanity, like how Ayabacho ATF they do one for Guzang, when you just catch some person, you accuse it of something and you take action, you just punish it instantly. You don't give it an opportunity for even defend himself. That is illegal in every country in the world. So you get to give people them an opportunity for also tell their own side of the story, the other side of the story, because when you get the full picture, then you could be better informed for make an informed decision where it could be better for all person. Now, that 10-year-old, if you then fill in more information, for example, why Agbotif? Wait Agbotifam. When did he steal it? And after the catchy, he don't apologize. Was he remorseful? What will be your reaction after the catchy? All of those other information is supposed to be fed into the decision makers them in order for make an informed decision of what to for do. No, not just say Agborontif, so lock it up. That is just black and white, and that's not just how the world work. Now, if you tell even that 10-year-old, say Agbo be thief na medicine, Then now you go see the 10-year-old go ask you, say, hey, be chief now, which kind of medicine and what do you want to do with the medicine? And then if you expand the story, tell you say, Agbo be chief now medicine for gear for ye picking, because ye picking be the sick and the picking go die and then not be getting money for buy medicine. You see, if you feed in that detail, that other information now for give a bigger picture of what will be happen, you could see I'm now say even at the age of 10, that 10-year-old it could change your mind. It could tell you say actually because it be thief now medicine for save ye bikini life, no, maybe they no put you for prison. Maybe the other things that they were they fit do, maybe they could tell you say make it work money pay back for the medicine wait if you understand? Even at the age of 10-year-old fit make that decision, but it will only make that decision where it be sound if you give you all the information where you need them for make informed decisions them. And now what it is with the Anglophone population, it don't be denied of, we don't be deprived of the full picture so that we can make an informed decision. They will tell we now half-baked information, lies, propaganda, and fake news. Even when they tell you the truth, they tell you now half of the truth. That way, they go control the emotions of the massive mass population of the Anglophones them for make the people they be angry so that they go agitate, so that they go exploit that anger and agitation for political expediency. I will give one a typical example. Anglophones, they don't always they talk the history for former British Southern Cameroons. They go tell when I say for Resolution 1608 for April 1961, La République du Cameroun, it be vote against our independence. And they end there. They not tell una why they be vote against Resolution 1608. They not tell una about British Northern Cameroons because it be inconvenient for them. Because they know, say once they tell you the true story, the full picture, they add the meat to the bones. They give you the full information so that you could then make your own mind and make an informed decision. You see and say, you know, could get you angry. You go understand why that decision was taken. So they will just can't tell when I say, oh, La République du Cameroon, no be vote for our independence. They no be vote for our independence. But they not tell you why. The reason are because of Northern Cameroons. It not get nothing for do with Southern Cameroons because the territory where the British they control them, they call them say the Cameroons under British administration, where it includes Southern Cameroons and Northern Cameroons. So Resolution 1608 now about those two pieces of territory. The Northern Cameroons, they be vote for join Nigeria. Southern Cameroons, they vote for join Cameroon. So, of course, Cameroon, it be want the two territories and for join them. But because the Northern Cameroons be one join Nigeria, now why the Cameroon government, President Amadou Ahidjo, it be sue the British government for court for take back the Northern Cameroons. So they no be vote against the independence of Southern Cameroons. Now lie where they tell now. They be vote now against Northern Cameroons joining Nigeria. That's why they be vote against that resolution because voting in favor of that resolution, it means that you sign on top of paper for condemn the Northern Cameroons make it join Nigeria. At the same time, you get case for International Court of Justice where you don't take the United Kingdom, go for court for SICA that 11th of February 1961 plebiscite. So make they tally the results together so that make Northern Cameroons and Southern Cameroons, they put the results together because if they put the results together, because we are people then for Southern Cameroons, they be vote overwhelmingly for join Cameroon. You see and say, if you put the total results together, you see and say the vote way it be for join Cameroon, it passed the one way it be for join Nigeria if you take the two territories and add the votes together. Now, why that way Cameroon government it be take the British government to court, may they adjudicate that matter, and now why that way they be vote against Resolution 1608? So now when they tell you the full picture now, you could still vex? No. Because now you get more information with which for base your decision making. And another one where I want to make una understand, for example, they go can't tell una about say, oh na Madu Ayijo, Cameroon government, they will be joined as a federation. Who's at the federation? They will be get 2 stars. Where to be the 2 star meaning? All of those things them now just to make you vex where there is nothing for vex about because the reality now say they not forfeit ever dismantle the federal constitution if not for the fact say every single Anglophone political elite was in favor of dismantling the federation. All of them. All. And I not talk say some. I say all. Every single person will be feel read and write in the Anglophone zone for 1972 if you want me to dismantle the federation. From John Go Foncha, S.T. Muna them, Augustine Gomjoa them, all of them including the parliamentarians, the way they be elect them, send them to the Federal Assembly, all of them vote. Say me they dismantle the federation. And I didn't even talk about the 20th of May referendum because that's not what changed the form of state. The form of state is not changed by a referendum, just like how the British Southern Cameroons did not join Cameroon by the plebiscite of 11th of February. No, that's not what document that made them that sealed the joining. There is a document that is signed that actually makes that law. That document where it makes the Southern Cameroons join Cameroon, now the exchange of notes between the British government and the Cameroon government will be signed for Yaoundé on the 27th of September 1961. That is the document where it been a legally binding union. Okay, not just the plebiscite. The plebiscite not just the information where they want to get the informed choice of the population. For example, you want to get the opinion of the population. That's when you do a referendum and a plebiscite. When not just about the same thing. You get the opinion of the population. Then now you go make the decision itself. So the decision itself was when the British they signed on a piece of paper for hand over sovereignty to President Ahmadou Ahidjo. The opinion of the public, now the plebiscite itself, that plebiscite was not a legal document. It was the opinion of the people. Just like 20th of May 1972 was the opinion of the people that they wanted to change the form of state from a federation to a unitary state. That vote for 20th of May 1972 is not what changed the constitution. That vote is not what actually made the country a unitary state. What made the country a unitary state was the act of parliament, the Federal Assembly, on the 2nd of June 1972, when the delegates from West Cameroon and the delegates from East Cameroon, there were 100 of them in the Federal Assembly at that time. So you get 80 delegates from East Cameroon and 20 delegates from West Cameroon. They be done in their Federal Assembly chamber. They examine the Constitution and then they vote on the Constitution, and the Constitution it pass. And then it go now to the president's desk. President Ahmadou Ahidjo, it then sign them. That is what changed the form of state. That action of the Federal Assembly, because the Federal Assembly, now the legislative branch, now them get the responsibility for make the rules of the land, the laws of the land, not the presidency. The presidency now executive branch, and then the judges, the courts, now the judiciary. So the legislative branch, when not them be the assembly, for example, National Assembly, or in those days the Federal Assembly, now them be get the responsibility for debate the bills and then pass them into law before the president will sign them into law. Not them, they write the laws. So make una understand how the country they work. When you understand all of these nuances and the background stories, say now we Anglophone delegates, them the 20 of them from West Cameroon, they vote for that constitution, for change the form of state. When you get that reality now, you don't go vex anymore. You go understand, say they had the reason why they did those things they did back those days. Yes, sometimes we feel judge them harshly for 2024, but we don't understand the political calculations where them be make them in 1972. One of the things where we always ignore them, now the impact and the influence of the Biafra War, where it did happen next door to Cameroon between 1969 to 1970-71, if I'm not mistaken. So by 1972, the effects of Biafra War, federation was failing in Nigeria. Why should we have a federation in Cameroon? Federation was only going to lead to secessionism, just like it happened with Biafra. Now, some of the political calculations in this way were forefathers. They be make them now. Why that way they get rid of the federal constitution? Make we understand these realities. Them when we understand how things they be there in their time, then we go fit understand some of the decisions the way they make them. But one thing with me, I no go ever forgive them now for the lies, because lies now what the way you it be deliberate. It means say say you do wrong. You know the truth, you understand the truth, but you go out for go talk something for your own people then where it be deliberately designed for mislead them. You being a leader, you're not supposed to be a misleader. So now who's out with the John go function them, and before I even talk about who's out with the fair we, make una understand say I appreciate all of them. for the fantastic work where they be doing for bring we out of Nigeria, because I've been a proud Cameroonian. I don't want to forget anything for do with Nigeria. So I don't want to miss some person talks today. So because all the people the way they always talk about say it was a bad idea for joining Cameroon, none of them no could tell when I say it would be a good idea for joining Nigeria, because at the end of the day they began only those two alternatives. Either join Nigeria or Cameroon. So any person where it no be in favor of joining Cameroon, it means that you be now in favor of joining Nigeria. There was no third option. There was no third option. So I'd be so proud of them. The John Go Funchas them, where they be fight for make sure say we reunite with Cameroon. But who's how where they fail we now with the lies in the 1990s and the infighting in the 1960s. That's where they failed us, because they were too preoccupied, concerned about their political futures as individuals. They were concerned about their belly instead for the concern about the future of the people of the former British Southern Cameroons. That's where they failed us. And then by 1990s, now they started to lie about the truth and the reality of things that happened in the 60s. Them instead of can't tell you the truth, say we miscalculated and we misfired. No, we were wrong. We made mistakes, terrible mistakes. But now here is what we can do to rectify them. They didn't say that. What they did was just come and tell blatant lies. Go for New York for America, go carry flag, can't fool people, then say this. So United Nations, they come back for can't open the decolonization file for give on independence. Those were blatant lies. That's where they failed us. That's where the John Go Funcha them, the Estimuna them, and the Molan Jolly Tumbe them. That's the lies they told. That's where they failed us, all of us collectively. So we need to rectify these lies. Them, our population, they don't already be too taken by these lies. The way they only talk over the years. Them, it don't radicalize them to the point of self-destruction. And in order for we to reverse this process, unfortunately, this generation of angry Anglophone youth, they need to die out. So the generation of my generation, the Eric Tato, the Tapang I for them, the Ebenezer Akwanga and Ayabacho, they need to die out. So we need about 20 or 30 more years for correct these mistakes then, because if it take about 20, 30 years for get to this position of self-destruction, the barrister Kontang, Ladem, the Fosong, and all of those people for SCNC, Molanjoli, they don't already die out. But before they die out, they radicalize this generation, them, the Estimon and Jongo Foncha, they don't go. But before they go, they lie to the people then for radicalize the Ayabacho, Tapang, Eric Tato, and Ebenezer Akwanga generation them. Now, why that way they bring with ambassador terrorism? Now where we day here today, we get to reverse where to where them be doing for make sure that by the time we were on time to come past in the next 30 years, we will not fix the situation for the way we will tell the history in a balanced way where the next generation will be fully cognizant of the positives, the negatives, and the nuances, the good things the way our forefathers they be doing, the bad ones the way they be doing, the mistakes the way they be doing, the miscalculations the way they be doing, and all of those things. And because when they understand the full history, they could be better prepared for face the challenges of the future, and they could be in a better place for not repeat the mistakes them of the past. That's why I the hammer on this point, and now why that way I build a website for make sure that even when I know they're here in the future, or maybe 30, 40, 50 years time, I know go there around. Hopefully that website goes still there and it will be a reference point for the alternative views them for be heard, because we don't already get the views them of the Anglophone manipulators and the liars. The once they can't feed with the lies about say will not be joined, will not be joined, and all of those things. The Anglophone population already know all of those lies about will be joined as a federation, will be joined with 2 stars. Who started the 2 star? The 2 stars it come out because Anglophones they move on. That is just the truth. Now we get to tell the other side of the story. So I'm not going to label myself for beginning to tell una wait away Molanjoli to spend a good 50 years for your life. They tell una. I'm not going to label myself for the tell una wait away Estimuna them and the SCNC they will spend a good 30, 40 years for the tell una. They don't already do those things and they don't already tell una the other side of the story of the history of the Anglophones them where it be biased because they tell una only half-baked truth. Now for we for complete the picture so that the next generation it will get a full picture and they will be better prepared for make better decisions them in the future. Thank you plenty my country people them. Today, number 23 day for October 2024.